We're focusing on water here on eNCA because if we think electricity is a crisis, what we don't need is a crisis in water supply. Well, the Human Rights Commission has released its report into access to water in Limpopo. This province, of course, dogged by a number of serious water challenges, including perhaps prominently the 3 billion rand much delayed bulk water project in Giyani, which was meant to provide piped water to over 50 villages in the area. I'm joined now by Victor Mavhidula. He is the Human Rights Commission's provincial manager in Limpopo. Good evening and thank you so much for your time. Could you start by giving me a provincial overview of your findings in Limpopo? The big picture for water supply. Is it getting better or is it getting worse? I think you may be muted, sir.
Thank you very much. Yes, I was muted. Yes, what I can say is that the situation is not improving. It's getting worse day by day. So I think the report that we have released yesterday is a true reflection of what is happening in our province, Limpopo.
Yeah. Which areas are you most deeply concerned about? Let's drill down a little deeper.
What I can say is that I think the municipality are only able to deliver water, but sporadically so, in areas that are more urban areas. For example, you'll find that in small towns such as the Bulukwane, Thoyando, Giyani, Tzanini, Vila, Tabazim, in those areas where it's urban areas. But when you go to the rural areas, those people, when we talk about water, tap water or water that is delivered by the government, it's just a dream to them. They are not getting water and they are forgotten. Some of them are sharing water with animals and to them it's just a normal life. It was so touching during the hearing that we call people who are directly affected by this situation. Limpopo is a province where even the hospital, CEO of one of the hospital once called me, saying that they don't have water and they've raised this with the municipality, but water has not been delivered. It's not, water is cut off. For what reason, we don't know. And those things are happening at the time when our dams are full. So at the time when you conducted the hearing, if I can give you examples, the biggest dams in Limpopo is the Hope Dam. It was 90% full. Nandoni Dam was 90% full. So in no way that the excuse will be to say we don't have water. South Africa is a water scarce resources. That cannot be an excuse because even when water is there, people are not getting water.
I mean,
so we can't be convinced by them.
Yeah. Sorry to jump in, but what you were saying, that even in the bigger urban areas, there's only sporadic water supply. When you get down to rural level, often there's just none at all. And let's focus now on Giyani, because I think it's been so much in the news. That was like over 3 billion rand spent. The project was delayed. It was meant to send piped water for those rural areas that you've just been discussing. And I was just reading up on this before the interview. Even though the water minister said, all right, we've got to get this going again, and some progress has been made in recent months, latest reports suggest that it's been shut down again because local forums are asking to be awarded tenders. If you look at Giyani as a case study into the problems, what have you learnt about what's at the heart of why that water doesn't actually reach the taps?
So, even though we don't get deeper into the issue of corruption, you will understand our mandate is to make sure that the rights of our people to access water is realized on the ground. So, but what I can say is that yes, you every time when we investigate the issue of Giyani, it's a new story. But there is no consistency in terms of what are the reasons why people are not getting water. You will agree with me that every time, for example, if we are saying that there is 5 billion that was allocated for people of Giyani to get water, and even today, those people have not received water, but no action has been taken. We cannot say that maybe Victor have lost his job because of the Nandoni project not being successful. So the question.
I think your picture has frozen. Let's just try and see if we can unfreeze it quickly. Mr. Mavhidula, you were telling us about the situation in Giyani, which of course is a good case study. We've got you back. Wonderful. You were just saying that it's just so frustrating. What I'm picking up from you is that it was a frustrating exercise. Is that why it took you so long to try and come up with answers and recommendations? And tell me perhaps a little bit more, because you do have some powers. What's your next step?
I must indicate to you that, yes, we do have powers. But when we work with every stakeholder or any respondent, we try by all means to be reasonable, maybe to give the respondent an opportunity to rectify or to address or to address the violation of human rights. All these municipalities that we are talking about, all the water authority in the province, we have given them enough time to address this problem. But there's nothing is changing. Every time, if it's not village A that is complaining about water, is village B, or all of the villages not getting water. So the situation is not improving. But when we decided to say, let us conduct the inquiry and issue a report, it's because now we have a finding that the water authority in Limpopo, they are violating the rights of our people. That is the finding. From that point, we are expecting the government institution to act and rectify the situation. If they don't, we are not going to take backseat. We are not going to allow this report to gather dust. We are going to make sure that we force the government. If it needs us to go to court, we'll do so to ensure that our people get water.
I mean, it's astonishing. I'm just right. You know, you're just saying to me that the people in charge of getting water to people in Limpopo are violating the rights of the people of this province. That is a shocking, shocking finding, particularly as we've had a lot of exposure on the problems.
Yes, that is correct. And when I'm saying that we will go to court, we will go to court with our hearts bleeding, because
unfortunately, I think we have just lost your picture again, but you have made such a very good point. We're going to leave it there. Thank you so much for speaking to us. That's Victor Mavhidula. Now, he's the Human Rights Commission's provincial manager in Limpopo. They've done this inquiry into water supply in Limpopo, and their conclusion, their finding, is that the rights of people in that area to water are being violated. This is an extremely powerful and serious finding. And he's also said to us, it's getting worse, it's not getting better. We need to keep on this story unless we want to end up in a situation where the people of Limpopo, towns and rural areas, just don't have supply.